So as of the time of this recording, just a few minutes ago, we just got an image of Rogue and how she'll look like in game. This is courtesy of the Mall Rivals Intel account on Twitter, which is obviously a community driven account or community run account. And I gotta say, seeing her render for the first time, first of all, she just looks like Rogue, which is really great. I'm a super big fan of her design in general. I do think she has a little bit too much white hair, which looks a lot different from the other artwork they showcased her in. But then again, Gambit had a beard in the main menu splash screen, but in game he doesn't, but so whatever. But yeah, to me though, the interesting thing of Rogue from this image is her pose, as well as the effect on her hand. Now, I've seen people say like, oh, she's absolutely going to be a tank because obviously she has a closed fist, am I right? But to me, there's something about the glow on her hand that screams strategist. However, another funny thing is kind of pointing back to the whole Vanguard thing where she has a closed fist. It's like she could in a way also be duelist. And like, dude, wouldn't it be the funniest yet the most tragic thing ever if she ended up being a duelist at the end? Initially, I thought that maybe Rogue was definitely going to be Vanguard. However, with this image released, something in the back of my mind tells me that she might be a strategist. She might be like the melee equivalent to Brig from Overwatch, but in Marvel Rivals. But overall, I think your design is really nice. I was very nitpicky with the hair, but she still looks great. But honestly, I'm just kind of a little bit nervous because me personally, I want her as a Vanguard. I think she would most fit as a Vanguard, but at the same time, I could see her being a strategist in terms of what her other abilities are and what they can be, especially with what the strategist role needs in the game right now. Honestly, I don't think Netease will double dip on strategists. I don't think they ever will. I could be wrong on that. I hope I'm wrong on that. But it's like the only double dips we've ever seen with Netease and the release schedule for heroes are duelists. There's never been double Vanguards in one season, and there just hasn't been double strategists in the season. Granted, this could be the season we get like a double strategist season, but like, I don't know, maybe it's the pessimist in me where just as like, I just doubt Netease would do that. Oh, and before I forget, one thing that I also wanted to talk about Rogue's design, aside from the yellow stuff on her hand and everything else, is her figure. I know that sounds weird, but I feel like some of the artwork that we've seen with Rogue, she looks a lot bigger in terms of like muscularity. Yet in her in-game render, she looks, I don't want to say she looks dainty, but she definitely looks, obviously because she's wearing a jacket, but she definitely doesn't look as big as what was shown earlier in those like season 5 trailer clips, specifically that, that animated wedding thing. It could be just me, but that's just something that I noticed. So that kind of gives me the inkling that maybe she is a strategist. But aside from that, the official season 5.5 artwork, which also obviously shows a render, also states that the season begins on December 12th. So that's like in 4 days. So literally this week she comes out and season 5.5 drop. Now, aside from any other detail, we don't know. I don't know if there's going to be any more coming out today. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I think Gambit's trailer also dropped on a Monday. I don't know. I don't remember. But we definitely know that it dropped in the week of release. So obviously now that we're in that release week, it's only a matter of time before we get the full trailer drop for Rogue and the season in general. But I hope by the time I put this video, I hope her role isn't revealed, because then it will just kind of make this video useless. But what do you guys think about Rogue? Do you guys think her design's great? Which I do. But most importantly, what are the last bets of what her role is going to be? Do you guys think she's going to be a Vanguard, a duelist, or strategist? I'm just really excited for this season, specifically because I adore Gambit and Rogue. So if like Gambit being a strategist was kind of a good call, but if Rogue is honestly also a tank, I think this by far would be my favorite season of the game in terms of hero inclusions. And that's because out of all the heroes that they've added in the game since January, Rogue is the one I'm excited about the most. But honestly, it's like that also kind of depends on the role she is. Now, will I say I'll be a little bit bummed out if she's a strategist? Kind of, because obviously I don't really play strategist much. I would have honestly preferred her to be a tank, but I think everyone can agree that if she ends up being a duelist, oh my god, that would be the saddest thing ever, but at the same time would kind of be the funniest thing ever. I just hope that's not the case though. I hope, she's either Vanguard or strategist. But again, just to close off this video, because this is just like an update video to you guys with what's going on right now live. What do you guys think about Rogue? Let me know in the comment section below. And yeah, hopefully we get more information today, and stay tuned for more Marvel Rivals content.